It's story time. On the count of three, let's say the story bag poem. 1, 2, 3. Story bag, what have you to say? Story bag, what's in you today? Oh, we have an ear of corn. This is a First Nation tale called The First Corn. Story ears open, story mouths quiet, story buckles buckled, and let us begin. Long ago, the people were very tired because they were always following the buffalo. The buffalo was their only source of food, so whenever the herds moved from one grazing land to the next, the people had to pack up their tents and follow. Wanza was a young man who was very concerned about his people. It was time for him to go into the woods for his quest. When a young man or a young woman was around 14 years old, they went into the woods for a quest by themselves for a week and fasted. They didn't eat. They could drink water, but they could not have food for a week. This way they could listen to the Great Spirit, who could tell them what they were to do in their lives. Wanza went into the woods, and on his first day he walked around and saw the plants and wondered if they could help. That night he lay down underneath the stars. As he was looking up at the night sky, he saw a shooting star, and the star fell down right in front of Wanza. Out of the star stepped a stranger dressed in yellow, who said, "Wanza, would you like to wrestle?" Wanza was very surprised and said, "All right." Wanza and the stranger in yellow began to wrestle, and Wanza pinned the stranger in yellow to the ground. The stranger in yellow said, "Very good, Wanza. I will come 2 more times, and if you can win both times, you will be given a great gift from the spirit." He vanished. The next day, Wanza continued with his fast, and the next day he became very weak from the fast. And that night he lay down and once again saw the star fall from the sky, and out of the star stepped the stranger in yellow, who said, "Are you ready to wrestle again?" Wanza said yes, and they began to wrestle. He was weak, but he was able to pin the stranger in yellow to the ground. And the stranger in yellow said, "I will come 1 more time." And he vanished. On the very last day of the fast, Wanza was so weak he could no longer walk around. And that night he lay down under the stars and watched as the same star fell to the ground. And the stranger in yellow appeared and said, "Wanza, we will wrestle 1 more time. If you win, I will vanish, but I will leave behind my coat and trousers and shoes. You must bury them in 3 fingers thick of dirt and sprinkle it with water. And every day you must promise to come back and check that no weeds grow there. And after a while you will be given a great gift for the people." Wanza wrestled with the stranger in yellow, and he was so weak he didn't think he could do it, but finally he was able to pin the stranger in yellow to the ground, and the stranger in yellow vanished, leaving behind his clothes. Wanza covered them up in dirt that was 3 fingers thick. He sprinkled it with water and left. Every day he came back as he had promised and made sure no weeds grew there and sprinkled it with water, all through the spring and summer. And finally, in the summer, there growing on that spot was a big, tall, green stalk, and on every area there were ears of corn. Wanza opened up the husk and saw the yellow corn was the same color as the stranger in yellow's clothes. He smelled it and tasted it and said, "The Great Spirit has given us a food that we can plant and harvest, so we will no longer have to always follow the buffalo." And that is how corn first came to the people. And there be my story, be it bitter or sweet. Take what you like, but leave enough for me to eat.